Key one, Stoic, let's get straight to the point. No one should have the power to diminish you. Not through their words, their actions, or even a fleeting glance. Yet, it's something we all encounter at some point in life. People will push your boundaries, ignore your feelings, and sometimes show blatant disrespect. If you're fed up with constantly feeling at the mercy of others' disregard, it's time for a change. Today, we're going to talk about some straightforward, even daring strategies to handle these situations without losing your composure or your dignity. Let's start with a simple but powerful technique, the silent stare. You might think it's too easy, right? But don't let its simplicity fool you. This technique is rooted in the very heart of Stoic philosophy, which teaches us to control our reactions and master our emotions. When someone disrespects you, the knee-jerk reaction is often to defend yourself, to retaliate, to set them straight. But here's the thing. Reacting impulsively is exactly what the disrespectful person wants. They're looking to provoke you, to throw you off balance. By not reacting, you take away their power. Instead, try the silent stare. It shifts the power dynamic instantly. Picture this. Someone hurls an insult, expecting you to react, to get upset or angry. But instead, you meet their gaze with calmness. Unfazed, what you're saying without uttering a single word is, "Your words hold no power over me." The beauty of the silent stare is that it forces them to confront their own behavior, not you. This stillness, this lack of engagement, has an unsettling effect. They're expecting you to react, and when you don't, they're left with nothing to latch onto. It's as if you've defused their ammunition. Let me share a personal experience to demonstrate how effective this can be. I was once in a meeting with a colleague who thought his opinions were superior to everyone else's. He interrupted me constantly, speaking over others, dominating the conversation. Initially, I tried the polite approach, waiting my turn, gently interjecting, but he just kept cutting me off. So, instead of escalating things, I chose the silent stare. I leaned back, folded my arms, and locked eyes with him, unblinking calm. The change was almost immediate. He faltered in his speech, looking around the room, clearly uncomfortable. It was as if the room suddenly turned on him. The silence didn't just hold space, it carried weight. And from that moment on, his behavior towards me shifted. The interruptions stopped, and respect started to build. The beauty of this technique lies in its simplicity. It doesn't require words, drama, or any escalation. It's a quiet, dignified way to assert your presence and reclaim your power. Stoicism teaches us that we don't have to rise to every provocation. By choosing silence, we set the terms of our interactions. Next time someone tries to push you, remember, the silent stare is a powerful, wordless response that says, "I respect myself too much to engage in this." Now, let's talk about silence itself, a tool of immense power. In a world where we're constantly told to speak up, silence can feel counterintuitive. But silence, when wielded purposefully, is far from passive. It is an active and powerful choice. In Stoic philosophy, silence serves as a shield to protect our inner peace and energy, preventing us from being dragged into needless conflicts. When someone disrespects you, the impulse is to react, to defend yourself, to correct them. But often, doing so gives them exactly what they want: your attention, your energy, your time. Choosing silence, however, sends a clear message. Your negativity isn't worth my time or energy. It's not about weakness. It's about knowing your value doesn't require defending. Silence shows that you are grounded enough to rise above petty remarks, maintaining your dignity. This is especially effective when dealing with passive-aggressive behavior. Let me tell you about a time when I encountered someone who made snide, disguised insults, always under the guise of jokes. Instead of reacting, I simply let those comments hang in the air. I didn't correct them or try to explain myself. I just gave a neutral expression and remained silent. The silence itself carried weight. It forced them to confront the emptiness of their words. They became uncomfortable, and over time, the snide remarks ceased. Silence also reinforces self-respect. By refusing to engage, you're essentially saying, "I don't need your approval or validation." You're reminding yourself that your worth isn't determined by someone else's words. This silence becomes a shield that protects your peace, maintaining control over the situation. So, the next time you're faced with negativity or passive-aggressive comments, remember, silence is an active choice. You're not ignoring the issue. You're rising above it. You're telling both them and yourself that your peace, your time, and your energy are far too valuable to waste on an argument. And lastly, let's talk about breaking free from the need to justify yourself. We all crave understanding, don't we? But the truth is, constantly feeling the need to explain your choices can be exhausting. The sooner you realize that you don't owe anyone an explanation for living your life the way you choose, the more liberated you'll feel. Your decisions, your actions, your peace are yours to protect. Not everyone will understand or approve, and that's perfectly okay. You're not here to justify yourself to anyone. In summary, mastering these Stoic techniques, whether it's the silent stare, choosing purposeful silence, or releasing the need to explain yourself, empowers you to live with dignity and control. The more you practice these, the more you'll protect your peace, assert your boundaries, and, most importantly, reclaim your power. You owe it to yourself. Key 1. Stoic life is full of moments where we make choices that align with our true values and desires. Yet when others question our decisions, we often feel compelled to explain ourselves. It's natural to want to justify our choices in an effort to gain their approval. But here's an important truth: you don't owe anyone an explanation for the path you choose. The decisions you make are yours alone. Constantly justifying them only drains your peace and hands over control to others. Think about how often you've made a personal or transformative decision, only to feel the pressure to explain it when others didn't understand. Why did you change careers? Why did you stop attending certain events? Why did you make this choice or that one? It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that we need to justify ourselves, as if their approval validates the choices we've made. But the reality is, your decisions are valid because they are rooted in your truth, not in others' approval. I remember a time when I made a major career shift. It felt like the right choice for me, yet it left others questioning me at every turn. I found myself explaining endlessly, detailing the research I had done, the plans I had in place, and why it felt like the best decision. But no matter how much I explained, the questions kept coming. I realized how draining it was to continually justify my choices, as if I had to prove that my happiness and fulfillment were valid. Over time, I started to shift my response. Instead of diving into explanations, I simply said it was the right choice for me. At first, it felt strange, but soon it was liberating. I wasn't seeking anyone's approval anymore. I was grounded in my own truth. The power of not explaining yourself is immense. It's a declaration that your decisions are yours to make, grounded in your values, and not dependent on others' understanding. When we stop defending our choices, we reclaim our confidence and peace. Our choices become a reflection of what matters most to us, and we no longer need to seek validation. Next time someone questions your decisions, try responding with confidence, "It was the right choice for me." This shift in mindset doesn't just protect your peace, it reinforces that your life is yours to live. Those who truly respect you won't require endless explanations, and those who do will likely never be satisfied with any answer you give. And when it comes to creating peace in your life, another powerful tool is setting boundaries. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, and one of the most vital things we can control is who we allow into our lives. Setting boundaries doesn't have to be an act of hostility. It's about self-care. If someone consistently disrespects you, it's not only okay to distance yourself, it's necessary. This can be especially hard when it involves someone you've known for a long time, like a family member or an old friend. Society often tells us to forgive endlessly and keep everyone close, no matter how they treat us. But let's consider this: if someone's behavior constantly drains your energy, belittles you, or ignores your boundaries, what value do they truly add to your life sometimes? The most loving thing you can do is give yourself the space to recharge and focus on relationships that uplift you. I've had this experience myself. I had a friend who, despite our long history, was emotionally exhausting to be around. Every conversation seemed to turn negative, and I found myself constantly walking on eggshells, anticipating criticism or complaints. Eventually, I recognized the need to set boundaries. I didn't confront her or create drama. I simply started to limit our interactions, meeting once a month instead of once a week, texting occasionally instead of having daily phone calls. This simple shift transformed my life. Without the constant weight of negativity, I had more energy for relationships that were positive and nurturing. My mental health improved, and I found myself feeling lighter, happier, and more at peace. I realized that the friendship had been more about habit than meaningful connection, and by creating distance, I was able to preserve my well-being without guilt. Remember, creating distance isn't about cutting someone off with bitterness or anger. It's about respecting your own need for peace. By setting boundaries, you're prioritizing your emotional health. And when you distance yourself from people who consistently disrespect you, you're not abandoning them. You're simply giving yourself permission to live in peace. You're showing that your peace and well-being matter. And that's a message that ultimately benefits both you and the other person. By embracing the power of boundaries, you reinforce that your happiness and peace are essential, and it's not only okay, but necessary to protect them. Key 1. Stoic: your mental well-being is precious and deserves protection. You are worthy of relationships that uplift and empower you, not those that drain your energy or make you question your worth. Sometimes, distance is necessary to gain clarity. When we are too close to someone, it can be difficult to see the true impact they have on our lives. But when we step back, we gain perspective, allowing us to discern whether a relationship is truly nurturing or merely something we've clung to out of habit or guilt. If someone in your life disregards your boundaries, constantly drains you, or makes you feel small, give yourself permission to create space. This isn't about bitterness or resentment. It's about making room for relationships that nourish and respect you. You're not obligated to keep everyone in your inner circle. The people who truly care about you will honor your need for peace, and those who don't were never meant to be that close in the first place. A powerful strategy in navigating these situations is maintaining composure and standing tall, an embodiment of true inner strength. When faced with disrespect, our natural instinct may be to shrink, avert our gaze, or react impulsively. But imagine the power of doing the opposite. By standing tall, keeping your head up, and meeting someone's gaze with confidence, you silently but powerfully communicate, "I am unshaken. I know my worth." Your posture is a reflection of your inner resilience. This isn't about arrogance or proving anything to others. It's about aligning your physical presence with the confidence and self-respect you hold within. True confidence is steady and unyielding, not loud or confrontational. When you carry yourself with composure, you send a message that others' attempts to undermine you will not succeed. This approach is transformative, not just in moments of confrontation, but in everyday life. In professional settings, social interactions, and personal relationships, your ability to stand firm in your self-worth shifts the energy around you. Others take notice. When you refuse to be rattled by negativity, you disrupt the cycle of control that disrespectful individuals seek to impose. Think of standing tall as more than just good posture. It is an act of self-respect, a declaration of inner strength. You're not here to engage in negativity or lower yourself to someone else's level. You are here to stand in your truth, unwavering and self-assured. The beauty of this practice is that it doesn't just change how others perceive you, it transforms how you see yourself. Over time, maintaining composure and carrying yourself with quiet confidence becomes second nature, reinforcing the belief that external circumstances do not define your inner peace. Stoic wisdom teaches us that true power lies in how we choose to respond to life's challenges. When we master our emotions, stand firm in our values, and protect our peace, we are not merely managing difficult situations. We are reshaping our very identity. We become individuals who do not crumble under pressure, who maintain grace under fire, and who radiate a steady, unshakable confidence in all aspects of life. This mindset shift is life-changing. It strengthens our ability to pursue our goals, build meaningful relationships, and, most importantly, cultivate deep self-respect. When you honor your boundaries, embrace inner peace, and carry yourself with confidence, you naturally command respect from others. So stand tall, live with grace and strength. The world does not define you, you define yourself.